Hey everyone, it's Yvonne Emile Elizondo from Silver Moon Astrology and Transpersonal Counseling, also known as Silver Moon Counseling. And just wanted to check in on everyone, see how things are going after this massive solar eclipse, aka new moon in Aries that we had a month ago. So yeah, it's been a month. Today is the new moon in Taurus. So it's been a month since we had this massively karmic, mystical, experience with where the sun completely, turned dark. We were able to see it here, and it was absolutely, absolutely gorgeous. Although my daughter did end up with a little bit of sun damage, eye damage to her eyes, and she was wearing the glasses. She was wearing the certified ISO glasses, and she still ended up with some damage. So I just wanted to be cautious, everybody. Like, I think that will be the last time we ever see a solar eclipse, although it's going to be like 40 years before another one comes our way. I may not be around in 40 years, but that's okay. Is it 40 years or 20 years? I don't remember. But anyhow, yeah, so okay, so let's talk about what's been happening, right? This solar eclipse last month activated all of this Aries energy. And then 2 days before the solar eclipse, we had Mercury stationed to turn retrograde in Aries. So we had a Mercury retrograde in Aries, we had the solar eclipse in Aries, we had Chiron in Aries, and then on the 20th of April, we had Jupiter and Uranus conjunct at 2150 in Taurus, 21 degrees 50 minutes in Taurus. And so that was a whole bunch of, other stuff that was going on. So yeah, let's how is everybody doing from all of this energy? Because it's been a time here. It's been, our family got blasted with this solar eclipse energy in Aries and the Taurus stuff going on. I mean, we got we got run over by the bus, boom, 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 boom. Backwards and forwards, but we're good. We're all good. We're making it happen. We are all good. So let's see what happened. Well, my daughter ended up with eye damage, which of course is Aries, because Aries represents, the head, and then the eye that was more sensitive is represented by the sun, and so that of course makes sense. And then I ended up really injuring my left ankle. It's an old karate injury. I ended up with micro tears in my tendons and ligaments again. So I've been walking around and hobbling up in a boot. We had issues with the doggy. We had stuff going on with the family. I mean, it's just, yeah. Yeah. So let's move on. Okay. So I'm here to show you the energy for this new moon because it is in Taurus. So let me share the chart with you. I hope everyone is faring better than we did with this eclipse. Okay, so here we are. Here's the new moon in Taurus at 18 degrees at 2 minutes. We still have Jupiter and Uranus, within a 3-degree orb. So they're still conjunct. Okay, and then we have Venus in Taurus. I do want to talk about that because this is important. But look at this energy, right? So Mars just ingressed a few days ago. Mars ingressed into Aries. Now, Mars is the ruler of Aries. So Mars is very, very strong in Aries. This is a different Mars than he was in Pisces. Okay. In Pisces, it's water. Mars loses direction and power in a water sign. But Mars is the ruler of Aries, so super strong in Aries. Mercury will not be safe until the 13th of May when it turns, it gets out of its shadow from its retrograde period. So yeah, so there's a lot going on with this energy. Okay. All right. So we do have a lot of Taurus energy and we have a lot of Mars energy. So here's the deal. So as I mentioned, Mars is the ruler of Aries. Okay. And so a lot of this Aries Mars energy is going to be highlighted at this time, right? So Mars is action, it's motivation, it's inflammation, it's separation. It's, sometimes it can be what we consider a malefic planet, right? Because it creates chaos, it brings war, and it brings agitation, irritation, okay? But it can also be a great motivating energy, right? It can also be, pushing us forward, enhancing us, into the next step, right? So we're dealing with some fire energy there, okay? Some very good, strong fire energy there. Now, Mercury yeah, in a fire sign, again, it can be very impulsive, right? Mercury represents the mind, thinking, communication. So it can be very, very impulsive in that nature. And ideally, Mercury is like, I experience so many like technological issues still, okay, because Mercury is not out of its shadow. So Mercury, it's out of its shadow once it gets to the degree that it initially stopped to turn retrograde before it did its retrograde motion. So that's not going to happen until May 13th. So you may still be experiencing some of this Mercury, stuff, okay, Mercury retrograde stuff, challenges, okay, delays, issues with technology, travel stuff. I mean, you may still be experiencing some of that until the 13th or so, right? Okay, so Chiron is very much involved in this because Mercury is conjunct Chiron on this new moon, and Chiron is that place in your chart where it's referred to as the wounded healer. It's the place where we experience the depth of healing, okay, and whatever part of your chart that is, right? But in Aries, it is very much about coming into the self, coming into a sense of independence, a sense of individuality, individuation, okay, sovereignty. And so whatever, wherever that shows up in your chart, that's the energy that you are going to be, experiencing on mostly on this new moon, okay, because the influence is there, right? Okay, but now let's switch over to all of this Taurus energy, because that is a lot of Taurus energy that we are dealing with. So first and foremost, Venus is the ruler of Taurus, okay? It's also the ruler of Libra, but it's the ruler of Taurus. And so now we have these two planets, the planet of war and the planet of love, Venus, in their home signs. And so they're both pretty strong right now, right? So there's this kind of tug of war between this fire energy and this Taurus earth fixed energy. So you may see some of that tug of war kind of happening right now during this new moon, right? Okay, so then we have the new moon in Taurus. Like typically I love the moon in Taurus because the moon is exalted in Taurus. And so ideally a new moon in Taurus would be something that's probably very calming and more laid back and just, a lot of that Taurus energy, just enjoying the atmosphere and having an easy time and maybe being lazy. But because we have this fire energy that's also happening right next door, it's like these two neighbors, one is trying to relax and enjoy, and the other one's like pumping up the party. Okay, so we have these two opposing, elements that are happening right now with this new moon. Okay. Add that the new moon is pretty close to the original point of that Jupiter Uranus conjunction that happened on April 20th. Okay, now Jupiter and Uranus in Taurus, it brought a lot of sudden instability. Okay, for example, I experienced a surge of anxiety that came out of what I consider nowhere, but I mean, obviously it came from somewhere, right? So during that time period, I was experiencing more physical anxiety. A lot of people were, because Taurus represents the body, amongst other things. Okay, but Jupiter and Uranus doesn't just mean, anxiety and shaking things up. It's also the invention. Okay, it's the genius. It's breaking outside the box. It's all of a sudden thinking in a very futuristic aspect. What's his name? Oh gosh, there's a guy. It's a famous guy. It's a very rich, famous guy that does Jobs, I think it is. I want to say it was him. Okay, Steve Jobs. I want to say it was him. Okay, but one of those very, eclectic people that brought a lot of invention, okay, and progress technologically to our world. Have Jupiter, that's a new one. Uranus and Jupiter and Uranus, because it is the sign of like the genius, thinking outside the box, progressiveness, sudden change, bringing technology into the mix, because Uranus does represent technology. Jupiter represents, expansion, right? Knowledge, wisdom. So the moon is going to reactivate, or could reactivate, some of those energies that you experienced during that lead up and even now, that Jupiter Uranus conjunction that we experienced. Okay, so again, that's a lot of this Uranus Jupiter energy in Taurus. So there's a lot of Taurus energy, and Taurus is very much about the body. So what can we expect with this? Well, from a more mundane perspective, we might anticipate, some activation of resources, of money, okay? And because Taurus represents money, represents resources, but it also represents luxury and, wanting to experience that more easy part of life, okay? And Taurus is not an easy sign necessarily. It is a hard worker, but it likes to work and it likes to relax. So you may feel, that there's this push to go out and get things done, but at the end of the day, it's like, okay, wait a second, how can I relax and enjoy this for a bit, right? This Taurus energy also represents Mother Earth. So we may start to see, maybe more volcanic energy or more tornadoes. I know last night I was watching this, some of the tornadoes that were going through Oklahoma last night, and my heart goes out to every family that experiences, something devastating like that. So that's kind of the energy, earthquakes. We may experience some of that. Mother Earth is really looking to make these shifts. Now, from a more psychological or psychospiritual point of view, this new moon could be very much about you tapping into, again, new moons are about intentions for the lunar month, tapping into intentions for taking care of your body, taking care of, and really, I know self-care is such a word now, right? But really focusing more on how you are using your body in a spiritual experience, right? Most of us just kind of feel like we're in this body and this is it. This is what we got. Some of us like our bodies, some of us don't like our bodies, some of us have time like our bodies, sometimes it doesn't. It's pain, sometimes feels really good and strong. And so we're in this vehicle, right? So from a psychospiritual point of view, maybe this new moon is very much about tapping into and harnessing, and being appreciative and aware of your physical body and how the body is a great part of your spiritual and overall experience, right? So I know that, I've been experiencing some health issues the last 2 years. It's getting way, way better. But then I go and I don't even know how I hurt my ankle this time, honestly. I think the conclusion I've come to, I think, is that Askud, my dog, just kind of lands and just kind of, just drops himself at the end of the bed at night because I woke up with like this massively swollen ankle and I was like, I don't even know what I did. So anyhow, I digress there. Okay. But the body is the manifestation of pain, right? Discomfort in the body is one of the ways that we can tell whether we're aligned or we're not aligned. Okay. But also paying attention to how your body is talking to you, being aware of your nervous system. My friend Julie does amazing, somatic experiencing work. It's about Uranus also represents the nervous system, right? So it's about paying attention to your nervous system. How is your body talking to you? Are you becoming aware of what your body is trying to tell you, or are you trying to shut it down? And a lot of times, most of us like, yeah, this doesn't feel good, anxiety. Okay, I'm just not going to think about it. But this might be a good time to start maybe doing some of that work, tapping more into your nervous system, becoming more aware of what your body is trying to share with you, because our bodies are constantly in a state of trying to let us know what we're thinking and how we're feeling, and that manifests in our body. And so, I mean, this is the vehicle, right? Some of us are driving trucks, some of us are driving sports cars, some of us are driving bugs, Volkswagens, okay? It doesn't matter what you're driving, okay? Some of us are driving Priuses, and those are beautiful, right? Okay, and it doesn't matter what you're driving, okay? What matters is paying attention to your body, making friends with your body. And Venus in Taurus is very much connected to the physical experience, the beauty, okay? The beauty of not just the body, but just having this wonderful manifestation and physical experience, right? So that would be something that you can focus on. The intentions for this lunar month is paying attention to your body, how it's resonating, how it's working, and even working with food, maybe meditating on food, okay? Really enjoying and not just kind of gobbling down our food, but paying attention, being very mindful of what we're eating and the taste of what we're enjoying, okay? But also, this would be a great time to maybe do some volunteer work, okay? Help other people out because maybe they don't have enough resources, or donate to a cause that you might truly, believe in, okay? I love donating to the doggies and making sure that they find really good homes. So anything of that nature is very much connected to this new moon, okay? And then on a more work-oriented approach to this new moon. Taurus is the workhorse in the zodiac. Okay, sometimes it takes it a while to get going, but with this fire energy, hanging out next door, it might be more prone to getting up and going. But you want to be cautious of putting too much emphasis on work or overworking yourself. Okay, especially those of you that have Taurus rising, Taurus sun, and Taurus moon, you may be feeling like the need to tap into more of that, work energy, like you need to get it done. Oh my gosh, what happens if I don't actually finish this project? Or what happens if, I can't manifest, what I need to be secure and financially secure in life. Okay. Let's not tap into that energy. What we want to tap into is the ease, okay, that Taurus energy can bring. The ease of, reassuring yourself that no matter what happens, you're going to get it done. You don't have to stress. Let's just be more ease and calm about it, because there is this energy to Taurus that's more easygoing until you make us mad. Taurus rising here. You make us mad and you tell us what to do, then we're going to come after you with the horns. Bottom line. So don't tell a Taurus what to do. Anyhow, okay, so that's it. Okay, that's a lot of Taurus energy right now. Please be mindful that, again, what and any manifestations of energy that happened around the 20th or leading up to the 20th or even the last few weeks could be re-agitated during this new moon. But you could always use it to your benefit, use it to grow, use it to learn. And yeah, that's pretty much it. So let's see how this moon manifests. I hope everyone has a beautiful, beautiful, easy, okay, new moon today, even though we know that some of the energies might be a little bit more prone to, become active, okay, or more active than what we want. That's okay. We'll get to it. All right, everyone, that is it. If you want to learn more about your astrology, you can find me at silvermooncounseling.org. That is silvermooncounseling.org. And that is it for me. I just got back from the gym. So yes, I am headed to go get ready for work and work. Taurus energy. All right, everyone, that's it. Take care. Blessed be.